Aloha, y'all. I had a couple of questions after my first couple of videos. I know I'm starting in the middle of something. Let me tell you the story. I was crocheting a project for my sister, and my niece, her daughter, asked me about it, asked me about crocheting, and she's a left-handed person. So I figured out how to show her crocheting stitches, since I'm a right-handed person, and how to reverse it so I could show her left-handed. So right now I'm going back to the basics because of some questions I got on my videos. First of all, you need to know I've been crocheting since I was 10 years old, and that was over 50 years ago. And I taught myself. Second, I like to work with, this is called Weight 4, with this brand. I'm not sponsored, so I'm not going to name them, but you can see it. And the reason I like working with this is because it's washable, it's machine washable. So if you make a project with this kind of yarn, you can wash it and dry it. And I prefer that. But you know, there's all sorts of yarns out there. Experiment, try them all out. I do know that with a lighter weight yarn, you're going to want a smaller needle. That was one of the questions I had, is what kind of needle do I use? I don't know if you can see the wear on this one, but I have used this needle for pretty much every project. It's a size I, that's the US size. And because of you can see the wear mark, it's very comfortable in my hand. This is how I learned how to crochet, with a metal needle. And this size, I like how it works as far as like gauge. And gauge is a whole nother video. But with this needle and this weight yarn, which is a 4, I get my projects done. So today I'm going to show you how to get started making chains. And then I'm going to be filming another video where I'm currently working on a project. And I want you to crochet along with me. And with that project, I learned a different way to do a double crochet, and it turns out really cool. So that's for future. But in the meantime, people ask me about my needle. This is the one I use. I do have other sizes, but I like how this one feels in my hand. The weight of it, the grip on it. This is the one I use. And this is the yarn I use. It's acrylic. Like, again, I said, I'm not sponsored by the brand, but this is the brand I've always used. That's just me. That's just my preference. I'm not saying you have to do anything. You do it your way. I am all-inclusive over here. Now let's talk about this. I pronounce it skein. That's how I learned. S-K-E-I-N to me is skein. Some people pronounce it skein. Whatever. That's how this yarn is packaged and wrapped. And there's always two ends. You'll find one end wrapped around the skein like this. Not usually this many, but it's usually wrapped. You do not want to start with that end, because you're gonna be unraveling. This is called a pull skein, and the reason it's called a pull skein is because you can leave it as a skein and you pull it from here to do your work. So that's why I like to use these skeins, because they're pull skeins. You don't have to ball it. You take yarn and put it in a ball, and that makes it less efficient to crochet with. I like using a pull skein. So you start with this end. Now I'm going to back this up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I like to put my yarn here just to keep control of it. Here's the end of the yarn. And what you're going to do is, I was always told this was called a slip knot. So this is how I make a slip knot. Cross it over. One leg is going to be behind the other. I put the short leg in front. And then I bend it over to make a loop. So the short end becomes the solid end. And this long one, of course, you can change how it pulls. Right? So you make your first knot like that. Put your crochet hook in it, tighten it up. There you go. You are now started. Now we're going to do a chain. So a chain involves pulling yarn from this end through the loop on your needle. So we go like this. I'm looking at it like this. The yarn is in the back. I've got it gripped in my hand like this. I like to hold on to this to kind of keep it steady. That's just my way of gripping. Okay? Everybody's got their own way of gripping. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just telling you how I do it. Okay. So here we are. Yarn is in the back. I'm holding on to the tail. That's what I call it, the tail. And I loop from underneath and around and pull it through. Underneath and around and pull it through. That's your chain. I can usually do 5 chains until I have to adjust. There we go. Like that. So now we have 10 chains. And that's how you get started. So from here, you can go ahead and take a look at my other videos that will show you how to do different stitches. I would recommend that you start with 20 chains and then practice your stitches. A single crochet, a half double crochet, and a double crochet. And just keep practicing those until you feel comfortable. In other videos, I'll show you how to use a pattern. And I've got a couple of patterns now that I've been enjoying, so I'll share those with you. I can't share the one I'm working on now because I had to buy it, but I will share the link where I bought it so you could buy it too. I don't want to take from that other creator. Okay? Alright, so here's how you get started. Thanks for watching, and keep on watching, keep on crafting. Craft along with me. I'm TJ.